Welcome back to the function, guys. Just wanted to say that we've been waiting on this one for a while, but we're now bringing it to you.
Yeah, it's been a long time in the making.
Mainly because weren't you originally supposed to drop in January?
Yes.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
I was just like, fuck. I feel bad because I was like, we told Caleb we'd have him on when his album dropped. It's supposed to be January, but we talked in October and it's April now, so it's been a minute, but yeah, no, we're glad to finally have you on. We're in his studio, by the way, so
y'all
change of venue.
He's having us on.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Clubhouse BR.
But yeah, no, very glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Do you want to, I guess, start off with an intro for those who might not know who you are?
All right. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Caleb Brown. You know, I'm from Baton Rouge, Sherwood to be exact, and you know, I rap. That's pretty much it. You know.
If you don't know who he is, fuck you.
That, and also thank you for the humble intro because I mean you do more than just rap.
I mean, I guess.
But
I think when you get, I like staying humble, bro, because I don't even like talking about it because it's kind of fake, but you could be snatched off these streets at any moment, you know.
Hold the mic
Oh,
close.
I'm sorry. You could be snatched off these streets at any moment, you know, whether it be prison or death. So, you know, just stay humble. Like, there's no, anybody could do this shit. Like, as long as you got something to say, anybody could do this. It's not, I'm not like, I guess people say I'm special, but I don't always feel like that. But, you know.
I think you just put in the work. That's just the difference. Yeah. I mean, you've been at it for how long now?
You could say a good 7 years.
Yeah. No, that's
that'll do it. That'll make the difference.
I think was it 2013 was like your first project?
2014.
2014. Okay. Yeah.
Empathy. Yep.
Damn. Yeah, it's been a minute. I remember I was put onto you probably in like 2016 and then just didn't hear anything until we started this podcast. And I was like, oh shit. I was scrolling through music. I was like, yeah, listen to this project.
Yeah, because 2016 we had the West Side Get the Money, and that was like the one everybody knew. Like the blog was talking about it crazy. You know, it hit BET jams, and that's kind of what made the label start, you know, reaching out to me and shit. So everybody in the city kind of knew about that one. But after that, it's kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all run it. My bad.
Oh no,
keep going.
Yeah, get on a tangent.
Okay, but I was saying, like, you know, 2016. After that, kind of like, I went into my senior year, and I was just trying to figure out something to do coming out of high school because I knew I wasn't going to college. So I was like, I got to get a record deal. So that was my whole objective. Looking back at it, I wish I would have had a different objective, but it worked out for me. So, like, you know, getting that record deal was my number one goal.
Did you get it before you graduated?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, congrats. That's still huge. I think I forget that. I think you're older. I think we're the same age. Like,
Yeah, 22.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that always throws me off for some reason.
Are you out of that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got out last summer. So
Okay.
I've been fully indie since then.
Oh, I think we talked about that actually last time. Yeah. So what's been up since the last time we chatted?
Nevaeh, a memoir out now on all streaming platforms. I think I might have sent it to y'all like a couple months before it even came out.
Yes, you sent it. I remember you sent it. I think you probably sent it in like November.
It may have because it was done in October.
Because I remember I was listening to it at work. I know for a fact because it was a while before, between when you sent it and then, or since like the last time I listened to it and then when it dropped. I probably only listened to it like a handful of times, but also I guess I was still planning on it coming out in January. But I remember by far the 225 Love Story Part 2 was the one that I very much remember because the Weed and Honey chorus part, I very much like that. And that was like, I first heard the song, I was just like, is this old? And I was like, wait, I've listened to this album before. I guess with that being said, going into that, were there any changes, even though you pushed it back from January to April, were there any changes made from the one that you sent to the final version that is now out on all platforms? Go stream it.
Nope.
Okay, I was just...
Because once I'm going to tell you, October, I had the final track list. I had just did the White Glove song. That was the last song I recorded. And shout out to Spiritual Lily. She in Dallas right now, but she did the background vocals on that. So once I got her vocals, I sequenced the track list one more time, and I sent it to Nicole. She was my A&R at the time at Rostrum, and she's just somebody I trust their opinion from the beginning. So once I sent it to her, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna listen. She hit me back that night, and she was like, yeah, this the album the world need to hear. And from that, because I was gonna scrap it again. So from that point on, I was like, all right, I'm gonna stop fucking with it, and this what I'm gonna roll with. This the one. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
So another thing is, was it a placeholder from the one that you sent me for the album art? Because I know the album art was definitely different.
Yes,
from,
that was a placeholder.
Okay, I didn't know if that was you just decided last minute to change it, or if that was just placeholder. But
yeah, that was just kind of like an idea, like of where I wanted to go with it.
Mm-hmm. So big shouts out to Luke who did that. Luke did the art.
Shout out to Luke.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
Yes,
Luke also said one thing I think I'm very interested to see. He's about to move to Colorado, and
Is he really?
he said he wants to try an A&R, a BR project before he leaves. So I'm very excited to see if he ends up putting that together. And
What does A&R mean?
he's basically DJ Khaleding it.
Oh,
Essentially, is what he'd be doing, but just of all BR rappers. So
that's hilarious. That would be
that'd be
awesome. Yeah, it'd be so good. I just want to hear him just have some crazy catchphrase like DJ Khaled. You know, Luke,
Luke.
Luke has such an eye for branding too. Like he could literally like start an artist from scratch, and I believe he could break an artist, like just because of how he brands.
Yeah, no, I mean, I even told him this, and I'm waiting for this to fully, like, brand out. I know you didn't have it on yours, but I know a lot of the artists he's worked with want to keep his logo on there, and I'm calling that cover art, like, branding is going to be the next thing of, like, how producer tags. Producer tags, everyone was just like, oh, your song sounds hot if it's got this producer tag because the brand recognition. So if somebody's like, oh, shit, you got a Duke Luga album art? That's fire. So
dude, it's so funny. Yesterday I was listening. I don't know what I was listening to. I don't know. It was the beat started, and I'm like, it's kind of dog shit. Like this kind of bad. And then it's like Day Trip took it to 10. I was like, oh shit, wait, it's hard now.
I bet it was it the Young Thug.
Yeah, it was What's Up or What's Up, whatever. Yeah.
What's Up.
From Corday's new project.
So breaking down, I guess the album to start. So. This is, I guess, I talk a little bit about the inspiration, just kind of like everything that went behind it, and how we're here now with it out.
All right, so I really have to because Nevaeh was not the original title for this album, like by a long shot. Like I've been working on this album for 4 years, so I got like 4 different versions of it. I got 4 different titles, a lot of different concepts. But for this one particularly, I really caught the concept last summer. I was by myself. I was sitting in the Benz. It's crashed now, but it was raining, and I was just like, I had majority of the songs. Like I had just made 225 Love Story, the Eve. So I was like, okay, I think I'm getting somewhere now. I just gotta finish. I gotta flesh the rest of it out. You know what I'm saying? But it can't be filler. So I was just trying to figure out how can I tie in, both of those stories and make one cohesive project. Pretty much. I don't know. It just kind of came together with skits I've been having from years ago. A lot of those skits I've been had from years ago. So a lot of it's not new. It's just some of the songs I just did last year, and kind of helped me wrap it up.
So, and for those who don't know, Nevaeh is heaven backwards.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask that.
I picked up on that, but I didn't know how to pronounce it, so I'm glad you answered that. But I'm trying to think of what I want to cover next. I guess with that, one thing I wanted to say is I don't know where your inspiration was, both musically and just, I guess, I know concept-wise it was, I mean, it's a lot of your story, so obviously there's that, but I don't know if you had any musical, like, sonically,
yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog inspirations.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always, like, the big...
hold it closer.
I'm sorry, I'm tripping.
It's all good.
A lot of the ones I initially started off when I was originally coming together trying to make this album, I was listening to a lot of Aaliyah, a lot of D'Angelo, a lot of Curtis Mayfield. That was like 2017, 2018, going into 2019, 2020. I started like listening heavy to a lot of Outkast. I've been on Outkast, but all right, let me run back. 2017, fresh out of high school, summer. I was basically in a boot camp, like a artist boot camp when I got signed. I was working with Justice League, Organized Noise, that whole little camp. So I was just basically trying to figure out my sound, and I was sitting with Ray. And I had a song at the time. He was like, "Man, you sound too much like Dre." Like he was like, and coming from somebody who made all of the shit, he was like, we don't really like that. Like we can respect that you found inspiration in Dre, but you gotta make your own sound. So from that point on, it was kind of like me just trying to. It's an identity thing.
Yeah,
it became an identity thing.
No, I know that's probably the hardest thing to do is to find that sound. I'm a friend of mine actually. She's from Ireland. She's a singer, and I'm kind of helping her with what limited knowledge I have with that. But right now we're kind of just throwing around so many different sounds just because we're trying to find one that'll fit and also that doesn't sound like a carbon copy of something that's already there. Right. So I know that's by far the hardest thing.
The hardest. And it takes so much time. It's like, that's not something you could rush. Like when I went to LA, like that was probably the hardest part, because when I was in Atlanta working, I'm so close to home, I could jump back on the road and drive 8 hours. I come back BR in a day. Like in LA, I can't. It's not that simple. So you really have to thug it out and really figure out, like, is this what you gonna do? Like, and in that time with my back against the wall, I just was able to craft a whole new sound. I really like it sound crazy. It's probably the first time I ever said this, but I really feel like that album was kind of like a trauma response, because it was so much going on. I had to like build a world for me to express this shit, and I don't know. It was just weird. It was a long process.
So that's really interesting.
Sorry, were you gonna say something?
No, I was just saying that was really interesting.
So it sounds like, was 2017 or 18 like as old as some of the tracks might go back on this? Because I know you said you've been working on this for a while.
Yeah, Pretty Lady was recorded summer 2018. Okay. I remember that because that was the night we released the Brown EP with Sunny Digital. I never left the studio. Me and Dakota just went right in. We stayed till like 6, 7 in the morning, and we did that joint. And that I had it since then. I actually, when I first cut it, I didn't like it. And shout out to Quadra and shout out to Nicole. They was like, "Nah, dude, this is a record you need to keep." So I ended up keeping it. But We the Infants, 2018, early 2019, December. I wrote that on the road, 2018, somewhere in Houston. Yeah, a lot of these songs are old. Like a lot of these songs were just worked on for a long time.
So I know one thing I was curious on is Hell Nah and The Eye gave me huge Isaiah Rashad vibes, and I didn't know if that was either something you were going for or not, but it was just like BR infused, but it was very much just kind of that vibe that I was getting.
Actually, no. I love Zay. Like, Sylvia Demo is a classic. That's one of the projects we grew up on in high school. But like, it's funny. I don't know if y'all ever heard the song "Fuck You." I did. It was a single. I don't know if y'all heard it.
I don't know.
Alright, so that was originally supposed to be on the album. Like the first, it was like 2 versions before the one I got now. It was Hell Nah, Fuck You, and it was supposed to go like that. So Hell Nah is a song I was always gonna keep, but it was actually supposed to be like Hell Nah, Fuck You on the track list, and I just Fuck You didn't make it.
Oh wait, is Fuck You is it? Was it a collab with
yes,
like
with
the
Wire
Witch
Fang?
Doctor?
Yes.
Okay, yes, yeah. No, I have heard that song. I do like that song a lot.
Yeah.
So
that was originally supposed to be on the album.
That makes sense.
In The Eye, like, that's just one of those joints where it was like, we've all heard The Heart by Kendrick, or we've heard all of the Drake series, like The Calm or The Ride. It's kind of like those songs that they bring across on every project to kind of wrap it up, like venting sessions. I don't know. I think The Eye is just one of the series I'm gonna start. It's just one of the first ones.
Yeah. No, I mean, those are probably 2 of my favorites.
Appreciate it.
Let's see what else I want to get into.
I saw you dropped the songs that you had showed us that that night. This is just an anecdote, but the songs that you showed us that night, dropped them a couple months later. We were bumping them.
Oh yeah.
It was
Jose on the
Yes.
Sing of Ours.
Yeah.
Kiss
Mhm.
You,
Kiss It Better.
Kiss It Better.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one, and then what was the other one? I don't remember.
Probably Lala Freestyle or Brianna.
It might have been Lala Freestyle. But
Shout out to Jose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was hard.
so, what is now that this album is out? What are you looking at moving forward, short term, and then more long term, and then end goal?
Everything I'm looking at is long term. Like I'm playing a long game now. Like when the album came out, I knew the first day response was gonna be well, but I'm thinking about a month later, 2 months later, are people still gonna repost it and shit? You know, and of course I'm gonna do what I gotta do as far as like rollout aspect of it to make sure I keep people engaged.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I'm playing the long game across the board. Like I told everybody, like I got a chart. Like with this album, I have to chart. So.
Which also, for everyone who's listening to this, don't be intimidated by the track list. The album, it felt not as short, but it felt, for those who remember, was it 2018, whenever Kanye West produced an album a week for like 5 weeks in a row, and all those were just like, what is it, 7 tracks, 30 minutes. It was just like of just heat, all of it. That's what this is. Even though it's a little bit longer, it's still like you get through it and you're like, wow, it's already done. Like the pacing was great. There's no filler. I thought it was very solid. So if you haven't listened to it because of the length, go give it a chance. It's not as long as you think it is, and it's still very good. So.
40-minute runtime, man. 40-minute runtime. I got that from Illmatic. Like, I wish I could have did it in 10 songs, but it took me 14.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, it was probably because you had some skits.
I had a couple skits. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they had to be there for me to help tell the story.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Whenever I get that you're going the long game, but like, what's short term? Do you have a tour lined up? Do you have, especially now that things are opening up, or are you?
I was planning my own tour. I'm still waiting to see how shit looking. We got a couple show dates. People been calling for us to do little, pop up spots here and there. We just did Atlanta a couple days ago, so we probably do some more this summer. But like, I'm really shooting for my own tour. Hopefully this summer, if this Corona shit really let up. I see everybody booking. I see Rolling Loud trying to come back, Baton Rouge. I see the festivals coming. So I know it's coming. So it's just all about, me playing my cards right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I just was curious on where that was. So.
Are you doing the tour? Oh, sorry.
I was just going to say, be on the lookout for the fall. For sure. For Caleb Brown on tour.
Yes.
Are you doing it all on your own?
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Yeah. If nobody called me, like, I've done the Freddie tour, I did the Jaron Ben tour, and I did them free. You know what I'm saying? I sold a little merch here and there, but I'm at this point in my career where it's like, I know I could do it on my own. I've seen everybody else do it themselves. It take a little longer, but shit, that's what I like. If you're not gonna dedicate your time to nothing else, you ain't gonna never have nothing else.
So one thing I'm always curious is what all goes into that. Mainly because we joke around and we want to have something called the Function Fest. But I've always just been interested. I think it'd be cool to have a music festival. So kind of just somebody who's got more experience in that. What all goes into, and what are you seeing that is going into planning a tour like this?
The biggest thing is making sure you have people out there that's going to come see you first. Making sure you know your markets. That's the biggest thing. Once you figure out your markets, finding the venues and the marketing should be like second nature to you, because you know how you want people to see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So I think knowing your market is the number one thing before you can ever start a tour. You know what I'm saying? Before you know your market. Once you figure that out, everything else secondhand, because they already like you, so you don't have to do too much. Just let them know you coming and give them something to entertain them.
Mm-hmm. Do you know of any like weird pockets of fans that you have? Like, it's like randomly in like Ontario.
How 6ix9ine had like in like Slovakia.
Yeah, in, like Slovakia.
Lil Peep's
whatever.
first tour was like in Russia.
Yeah.
Like how that's what I was wondering, if you just had like a little like random part of the world that just like absolutely loved you.
As of recently, it's been Tokyo. Japan been going stupid. Like, and France been going like they like L.A., New Orleans, like, and like Houston. Like a lot of those are like my top streaming cities, but Paris and Tokyo has been like number 2 on Apple Music and Spotify.
That's funny.
I love that.
Yeah.
Fuck Fucking yeah.
Would you ever go to those for a tour?
Fucking right. A Tokyo DJ hit me the other day. He said he been spinning my shit heavy out there, and I'm like, man,
That's
like,
so
crazy.
sick.
Yeah.
Wait,
I want to go to
did you-
Tokyo. Tokyo, lately, I've just been like, that city is just insane.
Gotta hit Tokyo.
Especially like, what, 40 million people or whatever their populace is. That's just like, yeah.
Sheesh.
Like, I think it's like 30 or 40 million people. It's insane.
That's insane.
Gotta
But-
hit Tokyo.
So, do you have anything interesting you're trying to, or unique to bring to this tour? Kind of like, obviously on one end of the spectrum, we've got Travis Scott bringing roller coasters to a fucking live show.
Yeah, you
but-
bring roller coasters, huh?
I don't think I could bring no roller coaster.
Well, I didn't think. I mean, you know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I know that's one thing that's going to set the live experience apart and definitely pull the crowds in if they know they can expect something different like that. So
Absolutely, like that was like I'm growing so much like since the last time I've been on tour. Like I'm kind of like setting up a little stage design. So I want to do like a portable stage I could bring out. Just something like not nothing too big, but like a like a little step podium, and it's gonna read "You Found Brown" and like lights and shit.
Yeah.
So like for like an intro or something, I come out and I'm floating on it, like little shit like that. Bringing out live bands for some of the songs I do, cause I have a lot of live instrumentation in my shit.
Mm-hmm.
So just like with the budget we got now, just a little shit like that. But we definitely gonna find like little interactive ways to interact with the crowd, giveaways. Like when we hit Colorado, we always do weed giveaways. So, we always find something kind of cool to, shout out to Andrew Yeager. We call him Weed Maps, but Andrew Yeager, that's my boy. He kind of like, when I was on my first little shit on the road, he was kind of like the road manager. So that's probably who I'm going to be running with. And, I trust him. So I think we're going to be able to pull some tight shit together.
Sweet.
I'm excited.
Do y'all get a bus, or is it just caravan of cars, or what?
How we looking right now? We might grab like a little 16 passenger, maybe a 16 passenger van. Like one of them old private school vans when they used to take. Yeah. So
Dude,
we might grab one of those.
I want to get a short bus so bad. I want to get a short bus so bad.
Yeah,
just trick it out.
Literally rip the seats out.
Yeah,
have
put couches
on one side and a bar on the other
and
side.
a stripper pole in the middle.
Y'all toe up.
That would be so funny.
That
That'd
are-
be so fun.
As I was saying,
Imagine road tripping in that.
Well, I want a Sprinter. I think a Sprinter would be
Sprinter
sick.
would be crazy.
But I also want, like, just for the sake of marketing, I still love the giant, just fucking like actual tour bus. Like,
Yeah,
just
we
wrapping
paint
it.
the function
Just
on it.
wrapping
Oh
it.
my god, that'd be so cool.
Fuck. I was forgetting what I was gonna say, but
I was gonna ask, do you have any other like side projects besides rap that you're doing?
Yeah, we got a podcast we about to start. We still in the beginning stages, doing Black America. Basically everybody talking about the problems in the communities, and we here to talk about the solutions. We're gonna bring on every race. We here to talk about what can we do to do for ourselves. We're not looking for people to help us, and in a time like this, we're all about community. So at this point, that's pretty much our agenda for that. I got some merch we gonna do. I ain't gonna really disclose that too much yet.
Yeah.
that's fine.
But we got some merch designs we working on.
I like that though. I think a lot of people, just especially in the, I guess, social issue space, just like to point out the problems, and not enough people are trying to be like, hey, let's maybe work on solutions.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I
like
think it's
the
a
news
good
is
idea.
fucking people up. Like we don't watch the news no more. Like it's depressing. If that shit don't depress you, it makes you mad, and it's meant
Or you
to-
won't watch.
Yeah.
But I think one thing I saw that's like similar in a realm that I really liked was, I think it's Vic Mensa's, like he's got a nonprofit or whatever, that they basically teach free classes to people in Southside Chicago of like basic first aid skills. Like the amount of people that have lives have been saved due to like all the shootings that happened there, and the fact that they can just stop the bleeding and like know how to do that.
Yeah.
And they just like give them first aid kits or whatever. That's been something huge
dope.
that I was like, that's really cool.
Shout out to Vic Mensa for that, for sure. If we, when the money come in, we'll be able to do little shit like that too. But
Yeah.
yeah, we trying. We doing what we can. What we got.
Podcast's a good way to start. We'll definitely promo it as well.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Do you want to answer the internet?
Oh, we can answer the internet.
So, answer the internet.
Okay.
Colin, I don't know if you want to explain it while I...
Yeah, so every week we do another Answer the Internet, which is essentially a game that Barstool, the media company, they created. And it's just random questions they got while doing, a YouTube series, I think. And so then they made it into a deck of cards. And so now we just answer one every week.
Okay, that's dope.
And sometimes they're not funny, so we skip them.
That's dope. Answer the internet.
It's usually just like an open-ended question. You just answer it every one.
So would you rather know when you're going to die or how you're going to die?
Oh,
This is a good one. I like
how?
this one.
I'm gonna go how, I think, right off the bat, because I don't know. I don't want to have a clock. Like I don't want to
Yes.
have a clock on my life. I'd like to know how, because if they're like, you'll die of cancer, I'll be like, okay, well, that could be any time, and like now I know to stay away from things that might cause cancer. Like, I'll put on sunscreen and stuff.
Cigarettes.
Yeah.
I think I want to know how as well because I don't want the clock
Imagine
booming
like
in my head.
you're like counting down days. You're gonna die, and what if it's like 3 years? You're like, fuck.
Because I know, well, the reason I want to know how is because then I'm just going to be the smart ass that I am and think I can cheat death. So it's just like, you're going to die from like ninjas or whatever. And it's just, and then like you like start seeing everything line up and it's like all the fake math in your head and you're like,
no.
I got to get out of here. And you just leave.
Yeah, it's the one time you're in Tokyo. You're like, oh
what I
no.
was
You're like, oh no.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm going how too, bro.
You're
Like,
going to die from the Yakuza after going to see Kayla Brown at the Tokyo show.
no, we
That'd be a
hope
little
not. We hope not. We
specific.
love you.
Yeah,
Yakuza.
that would be bad if I ran
love
into the
y'all.
Yakuza on my first trip to Japan.
Yeah.
What about you?
I'm going how. I don't want the clock either. I'm going how.
So much
time.
pressure.
Yeah, unless it was like,
80 years.
yeah, you're dying. I'll be like, okay, that's fine if I know when I'm gonna die, because I can accept it within the next 80 years that I'm gonna die at like 102.
Yeah.
I could accept that. How's just easier. Yeah, and you can do your best to avoid it, but that's like a weird paradox, don't you think?
Oh, because it's going to keep changing or whatever?
Well, yeah, it's like
how
if,
you might die might change?
yeah, it's like if you know you're gonna die by falling off a cliff, then you're gonna avoid cliffs for the rest of your life. Then it's like, how are you ever gonna die from falling off a cliff? I feel like this is a common thing that happens, like common trope in movies and stuff.
True. Yeah, it is. But, so I guess going into next, Caleb, you want to talk about the history of BR rap?
Yes.
Specifically, you said its stamp and the current position in the eyes of the hip hop world. So we can start with its stamp
Yeah.
or wherever. I'm just reading what you told me.
So, if people not familiar, Baton Rouge rap really started in like 88, 89. There was somebody out of the South. I forget his name. I'm fucked up. I forget his name. But after him, it was Young Bleed. And Young Bleed was the first from BR with the How You Do That, That was the first joint that was like, oh, they thought he was from New Orleans, but he was really from Baton Rouge. So that was the first time we was like actually acknowledged. And since then, it's always been like Speckles here and there. So after that, it was Boosie and Webby. And, after that, it was Gates. And now we got Young Boy. And I'm like, just being around the industry and this last weekend with the album release, I'm starting to notice like, and I don't want to sound like that bitter rapper, because I feel like the game been good to me, but it's definitely a stigma on Baton Rouge. Like, they definitely don't want to hear us unless we beefing with somebody. And I've seen, like, I'm starting to see it firsthand. If we're not in jail or we don't have no current beef, we're not in tour with somebody else from the city, they really don't give a fuck. Like, they don't care about, just niggas living. Like, they don't understand that Young Boy talking about his real life. They don't understand that Bang talking about his real life. This is not just no shit they talking about to sell records. You know what I'm saying? This is some real shit. I don't think they understand that, So I think it's coming. It's coming to a balance to where they starting to recognize that, Baton Rouge is really the home for all this shit. Like, we really have the most talented rappers. Every rapper you name from here, they've influenced somebody from all over the world or inspired somebody from all over the world to probably rap or just be themselves. And I don't know, man. It's just, I don't know. It's a tight game we in right now, but we can't complain. Like, I feel like this is the time we need to stand together more than anybody. And like, I'm saying this now because everybody on our scene, like, it's too much ego for all us. Like, none of us are doing enough for us to have this ego. I just want us to stop that shit. Like we could really build a community out here if we just really stop with the ego shit. Like, from the street side to the the backpack side of the shit. Like, it's love on both sides. We just got to come out and stop being so uptight about telling somebody, hey, I fuck with your shit. Like, your shit hard. Like, that shouldn't be a problem for you to tell another motherfucker from your city, like, yo, your shit hard, bro. Like, I fuck with you. Like, and not on no slighting shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so we talked to Jare a few months ago, I guess.
Probably like 2, but yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like he had the same mentality. Like, do you feel like that's something that everyone feels like? So Jare was essentially saying he wants to make essentially a community out of just kind of the Baton Rouge music scene, not necessarily just rappers, but Baton Rouge, like, creatives scene. And he's like, that's something that we don't have. And do you think that that's what's holding back Baton Rouge as, like, a creative community? The fact that it's not close-knit enough?
Absolutely. We separate everything. Like Jid, like Atlanta, like Jid and Young Thug fuck with each other. That makes sense. Like,
Yeah, even though they're
totally
very different
Yeah.
styles.
Exactly. Down here is not all the way like that. Like, I'm probably like some of the only exceptions, and a couple other people I could think of where it's like, yeah, we fuck, like, both sides of the shit fuck with us because we just talking about some real shit. But yeah, man, once we build that community, like, and shout out to Jara, like, what he doing with BR radio is like the best shit ever, because we ain't never had no shit like this. And now it's actually getting exposure. Like, the man's, doing some good shit. So I salute him for everything he's doing too.
So one thing I want to go and take with that, and I'm curious on where you're at with this. I think from what I've seen, another thing that I think is holding BR back, not only as a creative scene, but I think as a city as a whole, is I think it's people's limited mentality. Like, we've talked to enough rappers, I think, on the show, or just like creatives, and nothing wrong with them. I like a lot of them, but a lot of them just don't think big enough. They're just like, I just want enough to get by off this music or whatever. And I'm like, why? Like, that's why all these other cities, I think, have taken it. And I heard Kenny Beats was actually talking about this on a podcast, and that there's a lot of shit that started in, like, Memphis that blew up in Atlanta because Memphis didn't think big enough to take it to the next level, but Atlanta did. And that's why Atlanta is more of the... He was basically saying that if people believed in themselves more in Memphis, that Memphis would probably be the rap hub as opposed to Atlanta, at least back whenever he was talking about. But that's something I think about BR, is I think a lot of people just either want the minimum. They're not shooting to be the GOAT. I mean, they're not shooting to, like, be...
There's not a lot of precedent for it, you know?
What do you mean?
Like, it's not... Because there's no community around it, it's not, like, something that you think about just because there's no precedent. No one's done it before you that you can look to and be like, how'd you do this? What can I learn from you?
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That's the biggest thing, because we had no OGs. Like, I used to think like that, bro. Like, we had nobody. Like, we literally, this scene that y'all see now, this literally was started out of nothing. Like,
we watched it growing up. Like, I remember just being like, oh shit. Like, I mean, I knew of Boosie, but Boosie was in jail for most of my time growing up. So,
Exactly.
like, it was that. But then it was, like, Kevin Gates. And when seeing Kevin Gates from, like, 8th grade through, like, halfway through high school, it was just like, holy shit, he blew up out of, like, it felt like nowhere.
Yeah.
And I think it was, like, especially whenever I was hearing 2 Phones on the radio, like, and not anywhere near here. I think I was even in, like, L.A. And I heard it. And I was just like, wow. Like,
I think that was the only one. I think he's the only one from the town that been Grammy nominated, huh?
Probably.
I think Gates the only one.
I'm sure Young Boy's been nominated.
Not,
he has
not?
not?
No.
No, he ain't never been nominated.
Dude, J.
He
Cole.
is so
J.
big.
Cole won his first Grammy, like, last year. Like,
Oh,
come
that's
on.
fair, yeah.
Young Boy ain't never been nominated. Like,
That's crazy.
J. Cole won a
I'm
Grammy off
surprised
of
by
21
that.
Savage. That's the other thing.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, off a lot.
So no. Well, first off, also fuck the Grammys. We're not
Yeah,
getting into
true.
that, but that was one thing I wanted to run by you. So I guess that makes more sense that it's harder to do that when you have nobody looking up. But
and another thing, yeah, I think he said the president, the bar set very low. for us to even get out to get recognized, we had to fuck with blogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, the difference is resources too. Like, you know, Atlanta, there's so many studios there, so many record labels there. Houston, where else? LA, New York, wherever you want to go, Detroit even. That's just recently, but still Motown been there. They had a history. So
no, I agree. I think it's more so, it's not even that. I think resources are important, but I think your ability to be resourcefulness or be resourceful, not resource.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your ability to be resourceful is more important. So even if, I mean, yeah, it helps to have the resources, but it's, if you're able to actually just go out and take advantage of that, especially in like today's day and age. I mean, we literally talked about a year for the fact that it's just like, hey, a bunch of two white dudes who have good chemistry do podcasts, and then we finally were just like, fuck it, let's just do it. The only difference between them and us is they did it.
Yeah. I think that it's a solvable problem. What do you think the solution is there?
The solution is for everybody, for a community. Like, if somebody, like, we shouldn't be feeling bad if somebody makes it through the door. Like, as long as y'all got a good relationship and like they not no like, we're not sour people. Like, Baton Rouge, we're not sour people. Now, some shit may have happened between other camps where people didn't let other people in the door. Cool, that generation's gone. Like, that era's dead. Like, we're not letting, fuck them. Like, we, like, you know, this, whatever, but fuck them. Like, they didn't help us.
Yeah.
So what we're on, like, we're not complaining about it. We're helping each other. Like, yo, bro, I seen you got on this. Like, who you talk to? Like, can I? Yeah, like, this is nothing. Let me plug you. Like, let me show you. Like, this is such and such. Like, shout out to Quadra. I met so many people just being around that nigga. Like, just, you know.
It seems like as soon as someone blows up in the community, it would help everyone else out. You know, like, it would bring the whole group of, what is it? With the tide rises, all the boats.
You think that, but it's
You know
a
what I'm
lot of
saying?
ego.
I know what you're talking about.
That makes sense.
And that's why a lot of people don't go, like, that's why it's a handful of people that you've seen like do like a little bit bigger than Baton Rouge, is because we're like, it wasn't the ego for us, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people not prospering because it's in their spirit for them, not like, they just, I don't know. But you see the people that's winning, like, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Makes sense.
So you mentioned, and this is not a serious note, but I'm curious. So, do you know Frito Bang?
I don't know Fredo personally.
Okay.
I know that associate.
I know who you know. I saw in like the Click Up music video. I feel really bad that I forget his name, but he's like
Cam, Killer
yeah,
Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Cam. I saw Cam was in the music video.
Yeah, Cam. I told you, bitch.
But I know he produced like at least one song from his last project.
Low Ride.
But one thing I have to know, and he might be the only one who can answer this. Does Fredo Bang just love snowballs? Because I swear to God, almost every music video I've watched, he's been eating a snowball in every fucking music video of his that I've watched.
I feel like it's got to be like an Amine thing, you know, like Amine always has bananas and stuff.
The last one was filmed at a snowball stand, like the Click Up music video, like half of it was at this snowball stand.
It's got to be one of those things where like their videos always have that like one weird thing, you know?
I guess it was a joke, but I was more so curious if you were just like a big snowball guy or not. But
Probably.
It'd be funny. Yeah, you know how Amine like has a banana in like all his videos.
I haven't seen that, but you and
Okay.
multiple people have told me that. So
Yeah.
I now am aware.
It's in Caroline. He has like a shitload, and it's just
He
like,
must like the color yellow because
I think he
I'm
does.
pretty sure like most
Yeah.
of his album and imagery is related to yellow. But
Whatever happened to Amine?
hey, did you not listen to his last album? It was amazing. It was so good.
Did he drop one after?
Like is it Woodlawn or whatever? think
No, I
it's
didn't
what it's
listen to that then.
called. Oh, dude, you need to
I
listen
feel
to
bad. I'm not hip.
it. It's okay. No, I mean,
This is the guy who made
it's
Caroline.
Okay. You also probably educated us a lot on BR rap, so like,
Yeah.
I feel bad that I'm not as connected to. It is. As I should be, being
Yeah.
that I'm from here, but
Well, I feel like it's still in its infancy. You know, it's still growing up.
Very new. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's been almost 20 years, and now you're just starting to see us from the other side, you know,
Yeah.
break into the industry. So
and
now,
I think also the divided part. Now I'm thinking about it is like huge. It's just like if you want to weaken somebody, divide them. Like
Yeah.
the fact that the fact that we have not thought, hey, if we come together collectively, we can be huge. But especially because like I'm seeing, they're probably the best to do it now, but like the fact that it was just like I could be saying this from like not knowing and not having my ear to the ground, but it was just like I hadn't heard shit from Detroit other than Eminem in so long, and then it's just like the past few years, so many artists from Detroit have just been popping the fuck off.
They might have done the same thing, where they kind of like had a community, and then a few of them started blowing up, and then they brought the rest of the team with them.
If you pay attention, that's exactly what happened.
Well, there you go.
I remember the first time I heard a Detroit song, and that was Block Party. We was on tour with Freddie, and they kept playing, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? And then we played on the truck, and I'm like, man, this is the hardest shit I've ever heard. And since then, I just started seeing so many Detroit niggas come out.
I'm hoping you get to benefit from this profile, not in like a using it like badly way, but I think it's hilarious that, and I'm one to also blame from this, but the fact that Freddie Gibbs has been in this game for so long and he's now getting the recognition that he probably should have had a while ago.
I didn't know who he was until you showed me.
Yeah, but you've heard like he was on the one song that I show all of my friends that is like Old English with Young Thug. I was like, he was on that. That was 2013. Like that was a while ago.
Right. He is such a strange guy.
But the thing is, if you pay attention, like this is no slight to Freddie. Freddie's a good dude, but they not paying attention unless you start fucking with that major situation. Like niggas wasn't really talking about Freddie till he did that shit with RCA with Bandana, but niggas will sleep on You Only Live Twice and shit like that. Like those was the classics.
It's hard to. It's also because he's independent, so I think that's also what has been the issue. Same reason. I think with like I think Nip would have been way bigger if he was if he was signed to an actual label, but I think that's the issue. And the only thing it takes is especially be like somebody like Chance the Rapper to be that big independent is to be
even that's fake.
Well, he had the help of Kanye West. That's the other thing. Yeah. Like when you have one of the most marketable people out there, that just anything about him, just like
you can kind of do whatever you want.
So that
Plus
that helped.
Gone on, he had a lot of
No,
help.
I don't think he would have been as big as he was, especially seeing the difference between like Acid Rap and Coloring Book if he didn't link up with Kanye.
No, for sure.
That was solely what did it. But,
everybody's lying. Like everybody's not as independent as they say they is today. Like everybody's lying. Like I'm almost certain everybody's lying.
Well, also he's still commercially backed. Like if you listen to the song Groceries, it sounds like it was a song made for, like it sounds like Simply Lemonade paid him to make that song because of the amount of times and like the way he mentions.
I forgot about that.
Like it'd be like when you're like talking about stuff, it's not like you're like name dropping 8 like brands.
Yeah, it's like
so
Simply
hard.
Lemonade. I'm like, it's kind of weird. Not
like you'd
super.
just be like Lemonade, or you'd be like You wouldn't be like, yes, I love this weed that I'm smoking from this specific dispensary in the store or whatever.
You're like, oh yeah, man, love. I can't think of an orange juice
it's
brand.
Your brand. That's the difference. Like
true.
Like
Truck
Khalifa
Fit.
Kush. It's like, okay, that makes sense. That's your weed.
Right. Truck Fit. All that.
Is Truck Fit Lil Wayne's?
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Dude, Truck Fit picked a style in 2006 and then didn't change it for about 15 years. Actually, maybe they have at this point, but when we were in high school, it was like still all the same. I'm like, hey man, make an update this.
So I don't know if you want to go into this, but there's a quote from the message you sent me saying, I think it's very important I say something I wish I would have said more on DGB off the porch.
Oh yeah, man.
Don't know if you want to get into that or not.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck because like niggas don't do shit for me no way. So like niggas don't make shit, but like they would just ask me about certain shit, and like.
And DGB is what? Please
Dirty Glove Bastard. Shout out to them. Shout out to Ziploc Mo. Shout out to Michaela. Shout out to everybody over there. They good peoples. But nah, they was just asking me like, a little shit about the Sunny shit. And like, I'm gonna tell y'all, cause y'all from the town. But like, I didn't really like. Me and Sunny had one session. You know what I'm saying? Like, and after that, me and him really didn't talk. Like, it was really a money thing. And I'm not mad. Get your check. But like, just like, I was on the label at that time, and a lot of the shit it wasn't meshing, bro. Like, I don't know. A lot of this shit just wasn't meshing. Like, And I be playing this shit cool because I'm a cool ass nigga, but at the end of the day, niggas ain't gonna really respect you till you really just start, talking your shit, speaking your mind. And I ain't gonna be like no braggadocious nigga, but I'm gonna say what it is, like, and that's something I'm gonna do from now on. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sonny didn't really fuck with us like that. You know what I'm saying? Mike and Keys don't really fuck with us like that. Shout out to them. They did some of the joints on the album, but niggas don't really fuck with us like they, like they saying that Mike said he from the boot, but it is what it is. But shout out to them, they good peoples, you know what I'm saying? But like, just keep it 100 with a nigga. That's it.
No arguments there.
But
So TV shows. You also wanted to talk about that. I don't know if there's anything you wanted to run with.
Nah, I was just trying to see if y'all watch TV. Like, that's like what I really been on for.
What have you been watching lately?
So I've been watching Umbrella Academy as of recently. I've been on.
I've heard that it's been really good.
Man, that bitch dumb.
Actually, up next.
That bitch dumb. I ain't gonna
You know what?
Actually, up next.
You know what's
for
been really
Lily.
funny though, that I think is why woke culture needs to tone it back a little bit, is the fact that didn't they try and cancel? Was it Elliot Page, because she played a girl in the show and she was a girl, and then she transitioned into a guy, and now she's a transitioned guy playing a girl.
Wait, what?
On Umbrella Academy?
Yeah, so
I'm not sure. I'm on first season.
She's playing her same character, but she was a girl whenever she did that. I guess he is now.
Wait, Elliot Page, the person.
Yes, the person
Transitioned into a
a
boy.
guy.
Drug addict dude? That's the skinny dude with the
No.
short hair?
No,
Okay, I'm not sure.
He plays a girl in the show. He's a
Okay,
girl.
I don't
I'll
know.
show if I don't have my phone.
That is
Probably
so
know.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Who cares?
Hey, exactly. Who cares? Hey, they're acting.
Yeah, it's an
They're
actor.
acting. They're
Yeah.
doing their job.
Yeah, I hate when people are like, "Oh, you should have got an actually disabled person to do this." I'm like, they're disabled. It's so much harder for them to do a lot of the stuff that is going to be required of them for this role. Like, anyway.
People gotta relax sometimes.
Yeah.
They're too uptight, and those are the fake. Like, come on, bro. Like, who know about discrimination more than black people? And like, come on, we not tripping like that. So I feel like everybody else should just, calm down a little bit. Like, it's not that deep. Laugh a little bit, because we crying way too much. You know what I'm saying?
So Umbrella Academy. Didn't mean to get dark on there. So I'm trying to remember. Do you know off the top of your head what? I don't think it's Marvel. I'm trying to think of who does their comics, because they were comics. Like,
I don't know.
but
I don't know who it was.
no,
I've heard that one's so good.
it's similar. Like, isn't it like similar like setup as like X-Men? It's like
Yeah. That's why I think I like
like
it so
a
much.
head. It's kind of like a school themed, but like it's a bunch of superheroes.
Yeah,
So,
I like it. But they on some gangster shit. Have you watched The Boys? I know y'all seen The Boys.
I have not, but
I haven't.
I
Y'all
have,
gotta watch
no,
The
I
Boys.
know. I've had. It's,
All of our friends are like,
Watch The
"Oh, y'all
Boys.
should watch it. Y'all should watch it."
do you know what it's about?
Not really. Kind of. It's a bunch of guys who just kill a bunch of people for no reason.
There's like superheroes, but like they're like
anti-villains or whatever?
Imagine if isn't it like imagine if the
Anti-hero?
Avengers got like paid to do what they did.
Yeah.
So like it'd be like, oh, New York's on fire. Iron Man would be like, pay me $100 million and I'll go save it.
I've seen clips and it's just super gory. I'm
So
like, this
there's-
looks like a lot of fun.
So yeah, so then there's the boys who are kind of like actual superheroes, but they hate the paid superheroes.
Yeah.
So yeah. that's-
Wait, is it the same universe?
Is Umbrella Academy?
No.
Oh, okay.
no,
Sorry,
no,
I
not
was
the same
like,
universe at
I was
all.
like, whoa.
Nah, I just been on a lot of TV shows. Like,
We've been watching. Have you seen Solar Opposites?
not yet. Mm-mm.
Solar Opposites
so
is
funny.
made by Justin Roiland, who co-created Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you watch Rick and Morty.
I love Rick and
Yeah.
Morty.
So
Yeah.
it's
Dude,
it's been
it's-
same animation style, same kind of similar premise.
It's literally, imagine if you took Rick and Morty and then they were just like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, it is so much more like just.
like Rick and Morty. They have to like hit.
Yeah,
every
because
episode.
exactly. Every episode has to be like
Because
kinda
they have such
clever
a
and
high
like
standard.
yeah, it's got to be funny for like a
Gotta be-
wide
it's gotta be
appeal.
Galaxy Brain too.
Dude, this show is just it's just the stupidest humor. It's so fucking funny. It is
Can
like
I find it?
It's on Hulu.
on Hulu, yeah. And
But-
they talk about being sponsored by Hulu so much. They have one bit where they're like, it's like they're about to go into a battle, and then you just see a handwritten note that's like, Hulu, we need $1 million for this epic battle. Blah blah blah. And like, please send it to us. And then
It just showed that, and then it just cuts to the next scene, and it's just like, wow, that was a crazy fight or whatever. And it's just like it was the
so
aftermath.
funny.
That's tight.
Yeah, that one's good. That one I would recommend that one.
Been on the list.
Did you ever watch Peaky Blinders?
Nah.
That was the last long show I watched.
That one's good.
What is it about?
It's about a like British gang in the 1920s.
Yeah.
They call themselves the Peaky Blinders because they have like the the typical like British hat that people they sew razor blades into there, so when they get in fights they will cut your eyes out basically.
Yeah, that's what they call the blinders. The blinders.
So it's
That one's
a very
really
good
good.
show.
Yeah, that one's really
stacked,
intense.
Stacked cast. Would recommend.
Yeah.
000 is another good show that I watched. Amazon made it. Their budget was $140 million for 8 episodes. And they filmed it. It's basically about just like the whole life cycle of trafficking cocaine. And it takes place in mostly, it's like 3 different parts. It's the sellers, which are the cartel in Monterrey, Mexico. The brokers, which is a shipping company out of New Orleans, so they film it in New Orleans, and then the Italian mob, like in Italy. And they filmed it in like Senegal, they filmed in Morocco, they filmed in Italy, New Orleans, and Mexico. So that's
so
why it was
interesting.
so expensive.
You gotta watch that.
So it was very good.
Have you seen Your Honor?
I've not. What is that about?
It's about it take place in New Orleans. It's
Okay.
basically the nigga from Breaking Bad. Him, the dad, he's playing the judge.
Bryan Cranston?
Yeah. So he's
Might have
playing the
to see that.
judge, and
Better Call Saul's a good one.
Bro, I've been trying to get into Better Call Saul, and like I got through like the first 2 seasons, I just can't finish them. Like,
It gets a lot better. I just finished season 5, and it's
they introduced Gus back.
Gus is introduced in like season 3.
3. Okay.
So he's Gus is
Close.
Gus is like what gives all the action to the show is Gus and Mike going forward.
Alright.
But
I gotta get back in it then.
I need to finish Castlevania. That's the other thing I need to finish.
You don't. I
Wasn't
mean,
that good?
Wait, no, it's fine. It's good. Have you ever seen Castlevania? It's an anime, and it's
Netflix's like first original anime they did.
Okay.
and
but-
it's like it's decent, but the whole show I was just kind of wanting more for every episode. And then the last episode, they're like it's really weird. It's like so the whole show is super gory, just like extremely just super disgusting.
Love it.
Yeah. Like so ridiculously gory. It's like they'll stick a knife in someone's mouth and then they just like cut them all the way around and then they just split in half. I'm like, why? What was the point? But it's awesome. Anyway, so the last episode, it's weird because it's like just really disgusting and graphic.
Yeah.
And then there's also a sex scene going on. People are fucking and you're like, I don't know what I'm watching here. It's weird. But yeah, so I don't know. It's fine. It's okay.
Castlevania seemed like it started off very strong. I think the reason I haven't finished it is because it started out so strong and it never stayed at the expectations that I had from the first episode.
I'll have to. Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna get better. Season 3, probably.
I thought they were done with the show.
No. The end of it, they left off on like not a cliffhanger, but they could continue it for another 15 seasons.
I
if they
guess
wanted.
every anime is required to.
Actually, no, it was a huge cliffhanger because whatever, doesn't matter.
Oh, one thing that I saw recently that like made me realize how big brain it was is one of the things that makes Avatar so The Last Airbender like such a good show is because it was made for kids. So the whole point of that was that they could just come home and they could just pick up from whatever episode. So that's why most kid shows, if you try and watch as an adult, suck because it's like there's no story to follow in most of them. Well, because their intro kind of just gives you enough backstory of like why they're there, you can kind of piece enough things together that you can still just pick up on whatever and you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And also they were just like, and then what is it? And then the Fire Nation attacked. Isn't that like
Fire Nation attacked?
Yeah, that's like one of the most iconic lines of animated kid shows out
Man,
there. But
that was classic.
Wish we could get those times back, man. Those are the times.
I just wish Hollywood was creative again.
Yeah.
There's very few because most like why isn't Hollywood just in China now? Because that's literally the whole reason they make most movies now.
Dude, Fast 9. Oh my God, it's just they're trying so hard.
But I think I've been saying this a lot. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
everybody like I can't wait to Hollywood kind of come down here. Like we had a few movies filmed down here.
They're throwing so much money at that right now. Like I think a lot of stuff is moving here.
Yeah, I think so. Like
a lot of filming.
A lot of stuff is in Atlanta too.
Really?
Georgia is like one of the biggest. Well, the thing that was so pissed is we had so much momentum to have the film industry here, and then they just were like, "Yeah, we're just gonna take away all the tax credits," and they're like, "Cool," and then just left because they're like, "That's the only reason we're here."
Right. I don't know why they did that. You know, you can get film tax credits for other businesses too.
So what? Explain that. What are film tax credits? What is that?
So
I don't
you can
know
explain
why.
it better, probably.
Well, I don't know why. Do they? Is it just because they can? That like they're just like, cool, you're filming a movie. We're just gonna tax the shit out of you. And basically, tax credits, they go in and the whole reason is just they'll be like, we'll not charge you for this up to this amount or whatever. So it's a lot cheaper to film movies where they have better tax credits.
Yeah,
aka like here.
It's free here compared to like if you want to film in California, it is so expensive just to be doing the filming.
Yeah.
You know, it's like not even having to hire everyone, just filming it is expensive.
Yeah.
And here it's, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's free for like, you know, a lot of it.
So the benefit comes in and like, so you have, so I actually partly work with a fund or with like a company that like deals with this, but like that's like a thing is tax credit, like buying tax credits. So they would go to a movie studio and it's like, look, you have all these tax credits, but you don't need them for like 2 years because you're shooting this movie and you only need tax credits when you're making money. So like if you're not making money, like when you go to box office, you're not going to need these. So what they'll do is they'll go buy them from you for like 40 cents on the dollar and then or like 30 cents on the dollar and then go turn around and go to a rich person who's like, hey, I want to lower my tax bill because I made a fuckload of money this year. They would rather pay 40 cents on the dollar or 50 cents on the dollar to where they'd rather pay, let's say they have $1 million in taxes they owe, they would rather pay $500,000 to not have to pay taxes. So they're still in a net positive because they're paying less anyway. So
It's crazy how much shit there is like that. You know, that's just like.
Well, I just read a book that like it made sense that it's like tax credits are like the government wants to give those out because like that's like what they realize is the best way to get stuff done. Is they're just like, oh, if we want more affordable house, like first off, that's how you know what the government's priorities are is where they put their tax credits. Because if they're like, we want more affordable housing, because like if for how nice tax credits are, if they really wanted more affordable housing, they would unload or they would just like create so much of that because then people would be like, I get in like free essentially like $40,000 that I wouldn't get otherwise if I do this. Of course I'm gonna do this. So it just like creates the demand. It creates the supply, I guess. But that's kind of like wherever the money is. Like, I mean, that's the reason we obviously in this state don't care about like green tech and we care about oil and gas, and that's why we have so many tax credits there. Is because we're like, yeah, this is what we do. This is what we're sticking to. That's why they keep coming here is because they know that they can make more money and pay less taxes.
Yeah.
So.
Just sucks that it's like we make no money off those people though, you know?
I know. Well,
which sucks.
That goes back down to, I think that every problem in this country goes down to education. And the fact that if you improve education, that's where everything else starts to fall in line.
I agree.
And that's like my biggest thing. But yeah, I mean, one of the reasons we don't have a good enough public school system here to keep the jobs here that want to be here, because they'll be like, we don't want to move here if our kids aren't going to be getting good schools. So
yeah, it's a lot. So I think we've officially solved Louisiana's problems.
Yes. So better education and connect all of the creative scene. That's
those two things.
The three of us are all going to be governor at the same time. I don't know how that'll work.
It's like an oligarchy.
I'm just kidding. I don't want to be governor at all.
It's like an oligarchy kind of thing.
But
I'll be governor. I've got some good ideas.
Calling for governor.
Here's my first one. All stop signs.
He almost ran for mayor of Zachary.
Yeah.
When we were seniors in high school.
Because it was funny.
as a joke.
And you really made the ballot?
No, I
forgot to-
okay. So the the forms were due. It was like a 2-day window, and I had an alarm set on my phone, and then I forgot to do it like during the 2-day window. So, but no. So I've got some. Here's my platform. All stop signs should be changed into yield signs. Okay, because you don't have to stop. You just need to slow down a little bit, make sure no one's coming, and then go. Like I don't want to stop if there's no one coming. That's my number one thing.
I mean DUIs you got, or DWIs?
None.
None? I was surprised.
Oh, based on the stop sign thing. Oh,
Like, man.
Fair point. Okay, I get the joke on that. But
see, it would solve a lot of those issues. Okay, another one that brings me into, I should be able to drink a beer while driving, as long as I'm not drunk. You know, I should be able to at least have, you know, if I've got a beer and it's my first beer and I'm going to my friend's house, I should be able to drink it while I'm driving, as long as I'm not, you know,
So
putting anyone in danger. Yes, exactly. Mississippi's got it right on that one. You know,
maybe the one thing they have right.
Yes.
Ever.
like I get the open container thing. You don't want anyone to be just like hammered and at the wheel. For sure, I'm with that. However, you know, one beer going down the street.
Yeah, I think you can raise the intoxication level a little bit. I think you can raise it.
Yeah.
Because a lot
So-
of people out here, we stay drunk. So, like, we kind of know how to, I don't know. It's like second nature. Like, being functional and fucked up is second nature to us.
That's true.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Louisiana's level could be a lot higher.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, where are you at? The last time we talked, you were trying to. I know a lot of your inspiration was coming from the Ralph Lauren bear.
yeah.
Where are you at trying to make like the bear? You're just like your
Still.
like icon logo, whatever.
I'm
But
still on it. I'm still on it.
have you come to a final bear yet, or no?
Caleb Brown Bear.
Yeah, I mean that's essentially what it's gonna be like, you know. I said I got a couple. I think I told you this. The merch design with I didn't do no cool tape merch, so I was gonna do the polo bear, basically like me on the cool tape, the blue Nike headband, the cigarette in my mouth, you know, the whole little nine. So,
To me, that still sounds like one of the best ideas that you can do as just like side thing to promo is have your own show, and it's like Caleb Brown Bear, and it's like animated like a kid's show, but it's like you're just like, what the fuck? And it's just like it's you voicing your own character.
hey, no,
and,
That'd be
I
so
wanna
funny.
do that, bro.
and I think that would be so sick.
That'd be hilarious.
I definitely want to get into like acting, like voice acting first, or whatever, you know, whatever comes first. Or somebody
Like I
wanna-
see it as like being something like BoJack Horseman or whatever. Like,
Look, you on point. I swear to God, you on
but
point.
it's just fucking. It's you. Yeah, it's just a.
Yeah.
It looks like a teddy bear, but it's got the Nike headband, cool cigarette in its mouth, and just
That's the vibe. You want it? Like that's what I'm on. I'm just trying to keep it.
producers
low-key.
out here. I don't know any producers, but we've got a show to sell you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
fact.
something
We need
great.
some writers we could use some help with. Of course, you can.
We'll write it.
Well, I mean, Caleb will lead the writing. But,
Oh yeah, right. As his character. We'll get the narrative, the story design. You know, we can do that.
Because like, or even if it's something like, first off, this sounds like an easy sell to Adult Swim. If Mike Tyson
Yeah.
Mysteries was the thing,
Yeah.
which that show is, I love that show. And it's one of those that like, you can make a show that's 12 minutes. Because that's what that one is. It's just like that and like Robot Chicken and like all those like 12-minute Adult
Yeah.
Swim shows.
When y'all were watching
Brown.
that,
That it's literally just like, yeah, it's called You Found Brown, and it's just like what you watch when you're fucked up, and it's just funny when you're high.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly.
I walked into the living room when I was like getting water last night, and I just heard what's his name? The comedian who's on that show. What's his name? The pigeon.
Oh, Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald. Yeah, I heard Norm Macdonald, and I'm like, is that? And then Mike Tyson started talking. I'm like, oh yeah, that's that. Yeah. Have you thought about like linking with some other like clothing designers? To like
Yeah, we
get
can-
yeah.
I already told him that. I was like, we're wearing Cozy Studio stuff. We can probably hook you
Yeah,
up, or we
definitely
can
wanna link with Blake.
introduce
Yeah.
you with him. He
Definitely want to tap in with Blake. I've been trying to get into like, you know, little shit, but like I said, we're gonna start off. Best way to start is starting from scratch. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, like, unless somebody come to you.
yeah.
So that's why
More
I'm
so
at
just
with it.
saying because I don't know. I feel like, especially with resources going towards this tour, which would be huge, that it might be worth partnering with another brand for
Yeah.
collabs first.
That'd be tight.
And
Absolutely.
then coming back to your online. But
Yeah.
So music What's some going forward? Who are some collabs, both either producers or artists that you have not worked with before that you would like to work with?
I don't think I worked with pretty much everybody I think I wanted to work with. And from going forward from now, like you can definitely expect more Killer Cam, more Super Miles, more Jazzy Boy, more OG Moochie, Tay Beast, some more Tay Beast.
Who's your dream collab? Like,
That's
who do you
more
think
of what I
you
was
gel
saying.
with? Like, just like
Yeah, I'm not
Off the
limiting
bat.
to here or like
Organized
local.
Noise. I already did it.
Organized Noise.
That was like, that was the dream for me. Listen to Outkast, like that was a dream for me, and I did joints with them. So
there you go, boom.
that was it.
Um,
I'm lying.
dude,
My bad.
I was just like, oh wow,
No,
holy
my
shit, you
bad.
did not tell us that. I'm just going to
lying.
accept this as
No,
truth.
I'm lying. Manny Fresh.
Manny Fresh. Okay.
Manny Fresh. Give me Manny, and I'm good. Give me Manny, and I'm good.
Does he still live here?
I think he in Texas.
Okay. I don't know if he
Texas.
dipped like Wayne or not. Because I think Wayne's out in Houston.
I think he has a house in New
Well,
Orleans,
I mean,
right?
of course he's going to have houses here, but where they
Yeah.
primarily reside is a different
I
story.
think he lives in Houston, but I'm pretty sure. I think he's here a lot. New Orleans, that is.
Well, I mean, he can. I did not realize. I'm not surprised, but Lil Wayne is a lot richer than I thought he was.
Really?
I mean, he's got at least $100 million. So.
I would have said like 50, but that's still so much.
Well, I think first off, I think Boomba is how he makes a fuckload
Dude.
of money. He makes a fuckload of
Yeah,
money from Boomba.
it's actually so good. By the
also,
way,
he's just been touring and just famous for
Yeah.
so long that he
Yeah.
just has a ton of money.
Hunter said he tried like the Boomba Reserve,
Like
whatever.
the
It's like
pre-
he's like it's dog shit. He said it's bad.
Damn.
Yeah. Have you ever had Boomba?
No,
It's a
I've never
rum.
had it.
It's like so
seen it.
sweet.
It's like
I
the-
know.
Yeah.
I know exactly
Yeah.
what it is. I know it's Wayne shit, but I'm like, I ain't never had it.
Okay, so I didn't have it probably until maybe last year. We're at my girlfriend's house, and her mom was like, "Yeah, take whatever y'all want, whatever." Like she's basically like, "Y'all can have this. We don't ever drink rum, whatever." So we're like, "Okay," and so we were drinking it just on the rocks. It was amazing. It's like very sweet, so kind of gave me a horrible hangover the next day, but so good.
That's how rum is.
Yeah, man, it was dangerous. I was hammered.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had rum.
Well, Boomba's a good place to start.
I don't know. Flor de Caña, Nicaraguan rum, is my favorite. It's very sweet. Very
Did I?
So it's all rum sweet.
Pretty
rum is typically sweet
much.
because it's
made from
very
cane sugar.
Caribbean, South American.
It's made from cane sugar, right?
Yes, it is made from cane sugar.
Lit.
It's that's why I mean there's Louisiana company that does it. It makes
Yeah.
sense. Like
Bayou.
yeah.
Bayou's out of Lake Charles.
And yeah, I mean that's why Bacardi out of Cuba, Puerto Rico now.
I did not know that.
That's why they're out of Puerto Rico is
Mm-hmm.
because they seized the original factories in Cuba when Castro took
Oh,
over.
yes. Okay.
Trying to think what other big rum brands. I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
Like good ones, but yeah, I don't drink. I'm out of the rum game now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
dipping-
Boom Boo has been my only
Dipping the tip of your cigar in rum, that is sick though.
What?
Yes, you've never done that. You've
No.
never dipped the tip of your cigar.
That's crazy.
It's very common to do it in cognac, even though they kind of sometimes just like dip the whole thing in
Mm.
cognac sometimes. And wine, red wine.
That's
What
so,
they
I feel
think-
aren't you going to get like, you're going to get crumbs, you're going to get particulates.
Well, it's more so for the smoking, not for like the. I mean, I probably wouldn't dip it in the same. I mean,
That your drink. Oh, like pour yourself a separate one for dipping.
just well, you're
I
gonna, like
see.
you're just gonna dip the first thing, and then because like when you
Okay.
soak in the
Okay.
smoke,
I'm with
it's
you.
gonna have the flavor of the
Kind of like a candy sweet.
yeah, a little bit, but
All right, I'm with it. I'll try it next time.
I still want to do a thing where we try every rap's alcohol brand, like every rapper that has.
I think we should do every like celebrity. Or we talked about
We
this.
did celebrity. That we might have to do separate. We do rappers one because rappers have so many different like.
Yeah, but like there's
The
gonna be
amount
some.
of rappers that have their own either champagne, wine, or like cognac is insane.
I feel like there's
just
gonna be
those
some
three.
really bad ones though. You know.
Probably.
I think there's gonna be like some, random guy who's just got one random thing. I feel like if we did celebrities, we could only do nice ones. It'd be like aviation from
Ryan
Ryan Reynolds.
These flies out of here, man.
Got him.
Flies in the clubhouse.
I don't
Cam, you need to come clean up, bro. Look, we ain't forgot about what happened, bro.
We ain't forgot about what
we
happened.
did not
Cam.
forget, bro. Cam, you need to come clean this bitch up, bro.
After you're done eating
He know-
snowballs
he-
with Frito Bang.
He know exactly what we talking about, bro. Yeah.
All right.
Do you have anything else you want to say?
Nah,
Close it up.
man. Nevaeh, a memoir out now.
Go stream
Boom.
Nevaeh. Where else can we find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at YouFoundBrown. You can follow me on Instagram at CALEBBRWNN. I'm working on getting You Found Brown on there too, so just bear with me. Apple Music, Spotify, Caleb Brown, Nevaeh memoir out now everywhere. Song about girls. The video coming very, very soon.
Ooh,
Just stay tuned. That's all.
sweet.
Sweet. Check them
Thanks
out.
for coming, or not coming.
Yeah,
We're-
thanks
we're
for
at your
having
place.
us.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
having us. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully do something soon as well. But yeah, no, we've been
Absolutely.
a long time coming. Glad we
Yeah.
could
I'm glad
finally
to
have
be
this,
here,
but-
my nigga. I swear.
Sweet.
To do this first podcast.
go
First
stream-
podcast. Boom.
go stream
Practice
Nevaeh.
for the new one.
Yeah,
You know.
but anyway. all right.
Sweet.
We'll see y'all next week. Go stream Nevaeh.
Peace.
Peace.